Good morning. This is David Werden. I'm in Bloomington, Minnesota at Schmidt Music, where they've got a nice selection of euphoniums to play around with, and I'm doing just that today. This has been my first chance to really have a little more substantial time on the Shires Q40. I tried the Q41 several years ago, very briefly even for that. But the Q40 now I've had a little more time with. I've done a tuning chart, which I'll show at the end of this session here. It blows rather smoothly throughout the range. The pedal range is nice, as is the compensating range, which is now a nice thing. Most of the new compensating instruments play much better there than the older horns, which were smaller bore and just stuffy. So I can cross over from the very loose pedal register up into that compensating register, which is stuffier, and not have as big a break as I usually do. So that's a nice thing. I'll play a couple songs for you here to hear what the horn sounds like a little bit. Through most of the playing range, the horn is quite easy to get along with, up to about the high B flat. It's not quite centered, but that could be the smaller room here too, affecting it. The C above that, though, is somewhat uncentered and hard for me to find and hard to get a good tone on. Oddly enough, the B natural right below that is usually an awful note on most compensating euphoniums. For some reason, it's not quite so bad on this one. The fact that I can hit it at all articulated is a good sign. And of course, all those older horns weren't as fluid, I didn't think, through the compensating register, so we're in a good spot today with all the new compensating instruments. As I said, the horn plays nicely. It's a fairly user-friendly instrument. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks for listening, and stay tuned for the tuning chart.